Okay, so here is the Coleman Saluspa. It's for outdoor. You can do it indoor too, I guess, but the humidity might be a little much. It says 4 to 6 adults, but more than 4 adults, I think, is too many. Just my wife and our two younger ones getting in here is pretty cramped. So here we are opening it, showing you what the contents are. There's a manual, there's a little patch fix if you need it, that cover piece, the other cover piece. And then here, of course, is the unit that's going to blow it up and do the filtering and all that and heating. And in this particular part is the spa itself. Other versions used to come um, in a couple different pieces, but this is all one piece now. And it's well packaged. And so we're going to open it all up. Here is the unit, like I mentioned before. That's for deflating. I'll talk about that in a minute. And here's the thing. It has two handles on the side, makes it easy to take out of there, and a little tubing. Of course, you got a filter and then the other filter holder. It does come with one filter in it. Don't forget this piece in here too. This is for the chlorine tablets. And then there's also a valve cover that you, once you fill it up, you need to put the valve cover on. So here's the other filter that's already included with it. We'll put that on in just a moment. So we're going to set it up here, and yes, don't worry, I did later on put a mat down. I deflated it and put a mat down to ensure that there wouldn't be any holes, but we're just setting it up the first time this way. They give this extra little piece, I don't know what it's for. And I will say that the instructions are terrible. There's just really no good indication how to do things, and so you have to kind of figure things out yourself. And so I was struggling a bit at first, but this is where you start to blow it up. Or I'm sorry, that's where the bubbles come from, and that's where that part there that I'm undoing is how you blow it up initially and how you deflate. So you need the attachment on it, just that little piece I've got there, and you have to push it in, and it starts to fill it up. You got to go onto the machine itself and hit the bubble function, and basically that's where the air comes from. So for this one, you got to use this piece rather than the other one, and inflate it using the same procedure, using the machine and hitting the bubble function. So this will be the cover for it, and it has obviously a cover on the cover. That's just a blow up part. You don't have to hook these things up just as they are. It's pretty self-explanatory, and then we'll fill it up here in a minute. I did want to mention, here's the cover for that cover part. I blew it up and it was hard to put it on, so I went ahead and decided to deflate it, and you do that just by squeezing this a little bit, and then I went ahead and refilled it back up so we have a cover. Now these are the straps that you put together. You will definitely need two hands. You're not going to do it with one. Here's how to deflate it. You put that little contraption on. There's a little black piece, and you kind of do the opposite. You plug it in there, but then you hit the bubbles, and it'll kind of act like it'll push the air out. It'll kind of suck the air out. So I already put the filter on, and this part, they have these little black caps, and this is for the chlorine tablets. And this is what I purchased off Amazon, and I put in 3 after I balanced the water. I looked at it, tested. I'll show you that in a minute. And we put that on there. So we're filling it up now, and it took a half an hour or so to fill up. And so I want to get to that line there, and I'll go ahead and test it and see if we're balanced here. And just dip the strip in there, just 6 inches or so, and then you can use your guide there to see if you're balanced. It'll tell you if you need chlorine or not. So turn it on. First time on, put the bubble function on, and that's the heating function there. Yeah, so that's the heating function, but you want to let the bubbles run for maybe half an hour or so you can let that chlorine circulate, and then turn off the bubbles and then just let it heat. Started at 63 degrees. It took a good day or so to get it all the way filled up. Here's some accessories that I purchased for it, and I'll go over those in a minute. One is a cup holder. There is a cup holder built into the machine there. Those hold a wine bottle perfectly, by the way. But these extra ones were for holding stuff, and I'll go over that in a minute. So take out the cover here, and I'll show you. But here's a couple of the seats we'll go over in a minute. Just let that to the side. A couple of little seats and a couple of little lights, submersible lights. And then those things on the side, they just hook on the side here, and you could, have a drink in there or whatever, and put a phone there, lay it down, and you could sit on this, and when it's filled up, it'll hold you. You can sit on the side. So you unlock it, turn on the bubbles, and you'll see it come up there. That's how you get everything going. yeah, it's you can see the steam there, so it's kind of already warm, and it's very enjoyable for 500 bucks or whatever. So yeah, here's a couple of the things that I purchased. Those submersible LED lights. I'll put links for everything down below. This comes with 2 remotes, although one remote will actually control both of these. So you can set different functions on it to flash or to slowly turn on and off, and they just need 3 AAA batteries. So yeah, that one remote will control both. You don't need the 2, so you can play around with it and figure out how you want it to work, and then you tighten it up real good and toss them in there. Kids enjoy it. We haven't had any trouble yet. They've held up, and no water's leaked into it, although we've only had it for a few days. So the other thing I had mentioned was the seats. So I bought 2 of these. Again, I'll put the link down for everything to put in there and sit so that smaller people can feel a little bit taller, or even if you want to get out of the, from being in the deep water, come up a little bit instead of sitting on the side. So you can set up down like that, or you can turn these legs up and give you a little more height to it, so that again you can raise up out of the water, or if smaller people perhaps might be able to sit up a little bit. All right, so there you have it.
All right, here it is. It's heated up to 104. It's got all the chemicals in there, and it's going away. All right, please subscribe and ask any questions below. Like I said before, this is so heavy I could sit on it. I'm sitting on it right now as I'm shooting this video. So, pretty good and sturdy. Just make sure you have a mat. All right, take care.